All Things Strange podcast, hosted by Dr. Strange. This is Strange Tales, where we explore all things strange, paranormal, and unexplained. In episode 2, we sit down with the homie VeVe fam, JP TREEZ, for this Halloween special. And if you have a strange tale to tell, do send a DM to Dr. Strange on Twitter. Enjoy. Happy Halloween.
It was like a line. It was like a solid, like, black line, and it moved a little bit, and that's what got my attention, because it was like odd. It was like something was behind her, and I was just mesmerized by it. I was just looking at it, and she left. And I laughed. I chuckled, to her, and she left. And say that I seen it move a little bit more after she left, and then follow her. Me and my daughter screamed. We fucking screamed. We were like, oh, And I was like, you seen it too? Because I wasn't paying attention to my daughter. I was just mesmerized by what I saw. I was, it was weird. And we both saw it. And we screamed, and she came back, and we told her. We're like, dude, there was something behind you. There was like a shadow. It was tall and long, and it was not your shadow. You do it again. Nothing was there. It was conscious. It knew we were looking at it, because it moved a little bit, and it was like stopped. And then when she left, it followed her after, like moments after. Like she already left. You could hear her down the hallway. Then it moved. And so she came back. We told her what happened. And like maybe, after 5 minutes of telling her and being up and stuff, she went back to bed. And we went back down and sat on the couch and watched TV. And say that like moments later, there was a glare. Right, and I've seen this before. That's why I wasn't like, it's just, but there was this glare, right, and it looked like a bell shape, and it was in the corner of my eye, and I'm rubbing my eye, and I look at it, and I see it, and my daughter was hitting me. She's like, Dad. I'm like, shut up, I know, I see. Shh. And say that this thing, it looked like light. It looked like wavy light. And it almost looked like a faint, like you could see through it, but it almost looked like somebody was wearing a blanket, like a white sheet, like how you make fun of a ghost. And that motherfucker was like low to the ground. It was like a bell shape. It moved a little bit, stopped. And it moved a little bit more, and it stopped. And then it moved away, and it disappeared. And dude, it just looked like a bell, like almost like one of those old-fashioned dresses where the bottom half is like poofy. And a bell shape, yeah. That's what it looked like. And it just like, but it was like moving lights. And I've seen that before. I've seen that at the other house, because I used to think the other house, because when I moved here at this place, I didn't have no freaky stuff. Like nothing, everything was normal and stuff like that. Until one day, I was laying down on the couch and stuff, and I had a bar at the time, and I was just thinking, I was looking over there, and out of nowhere, it looked like a person came into existence, walked, and then disappeared. But they were like made of that same material. It was like a wavy light, kind of foggy, if you will, and just it came into. It was like almost somebody kept walking, and it just appeared and disappeared while they're walking. And I was like, oh, hey, look, oh my God, you just missed it. I swear to God, that's the same thing I saw at the other house. I told her, I was like, because that was the first time I ever seen it here. And, oh my God, man. I'm like, here we go. Oh my God, because I seen it. Like, it literally there. Like, and I remember the other house, man. That house, oh my God. That house was scary as fuck. I mean, not as much incidences as this house, but the vibe. Yeah, it was an old house. The first house that I'm talking about. But what'd you say? Yeah. The other house was an old house. This house is an older house. But, well, my neighbor, look, this is what makes me think, I know what I saw. I know what we keep seeing. right? I haven't seen anything like that in a while, luckily, but my neighbor, he just moved. But my neighbor, I used to hear him and his wife sing. They used to fuck like almost like a, you know, just gospel, you know what I'm saying? They used to sing. And one day we got to talking, and I finally opened up, and I told him what happened. I told him that we've been having weird stuff. Like, I don't want to be weird, you know, because it's a weird thing to be talking about ghosts and shit. And, you know, he's looking at me and he's believing me, right? And he knows, because he was like, dude, he's like, I ain't even going to be, but we have the same problem. It's this woman. He's like, I think it's this woman that killed herself at his house. And he also said that there used to be like people that used to go to these woods. Now, I grew up over here, you know what I'm saying? I've been over here since I was little, you know what I'm saying? And I've been to those woods, and I used to see like, there used to be a pit, and there used to be like a wood, you know what I'm saying, that stuck out of the pit. And I used to see like a what is it? Like a ring, like almost like a hook, like a ring to hook something on. He used to be on top. And he used to say that, you know, back in the day, there used to be kids that used to go up in the woods, and they used to be, you know, witch people, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So, you know, because he lived here longer than me, and he knew, you know what I'm saying, the whole area. But I used to be up in the woods. I used to live like mile down and shit from it, you know, but I used to ride my bike and go in these woods. So I seen some stuff, you know. And dude was like, dude, this whole place is haunted. Like, the person that he thinks that was haunting his house, because he's seen some shit. He said he's seen the same thing. It was like a whitish thing, grayish shit, like smoke. And me and my wife got freaked out, you know. We always say prayers. We always sing, you know. And anytime he claimed he's seen it, you know, they would sing. And, you know, he would sing all the time, like, you know, at least like once every couple months or whatever. But dude thinks that it's the ghost from his house. That it's the lady that killed herself at his place. And it made a little bit of sense, you know, because we did hear like a woman's voice say, lights, you know. And we did see like a bell shape, almost like a dress, like the bottom of the dress. Even though, you know what I'm saying, that tall shadow, I don't understand that, you know, it's the same, but that was the same day. Like moments later, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes later. And coincidentally, at the other house I used to live in, I seen like the same cloudiness, but I didn't make sense of it because it just looked like light at the other house. But I seen it move like to the right, and then I seen it disappear, and then I seen it reappear, and it moved left from right to left, and it disappeared. And then we've been having weird stuff at the other house. A light coincidentally shut off because I was freaked out, right? And I said, I'm tired of this shit. I was up in the studio, you know, I can't make music and stuff because this thing is like bothering. Like, I feel like a presence watching me and stuff like that. And I screamed out. I walked out to the living room, and we had a light on in the other room. And I was like, man, if somebody's here, shut off that light. And the light shut off. And that was my first, like, oh my God, it was, my hair stood up. I ran out. I had to go to my parents' house, man. Dude, I hopped in my car and shit. I flew, you know what I'm saying, to my parents' crib. And I told them everything, you know, and they were like, oh, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? It's probably this or that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they built me up enough, like 10, 15, 20 minutes. I stayed over there. Then I came back, and, you know, I pulled up, and it was so terrifying going back up in that house. And I went up in there, and I changed the bulb and that room and shit, just being in there in the dark. trying to put another bulb in, you know. Oh, it was freaky. But that was the last incident at that house. And I thought that, you know, because I lived there for maybe like eight to maybe a year later after that. Then I moved here. And then I didn't have anything for years. Like nothing. And then out of the blue, when, you know, that light incident where I heard light and seen that thing appear by the bar, you know, after that, you know, I've seen shadows of like cats. I seen like almost like a dead cat being dragged underneath the couch, like just the bottom half of it, like almost like a dead cat that you can see through being pulled. We seen and heard like a voice, like another voice, like like almost like a growl. We've man, there's just tons.